Darling, you know I wanted ferns hanging from my porch, and you got ferns, you got us a roof over this porch, a chair. Darling, this is sweet.
So, having such a high rate of success with my goals this year, I got one last one I'm going to go for. And that's to put a roof over our front porch area. There's some cedar posts just laying around that I could probably use for it from trees we cut down before. I've still got metal from some jobs I did that we took down some old metal. This area is a little bit of a, these rocks. That wood there is for the wood stove build. That's like a January project. I'm gonna try to tackle it like I'm tackling this stuff. I've got a little bit of stuff organized underneath there, load of stuff to head to the recycling center, and then I'll hopefully pick up some more mulch and stuff too. But the goal is just not having water dumped directly outside our front door. It was pouring the other day when I was working on the mini barn roof. And eventually I want to put up gutters the whole length of the building, run them down into a water, catchment system, be able to use that. Haven't done that yet. Gutters aren't expensive. I've not been able to afford yet. I plan to, I want to, I will get there. I'm working hard on a lot of things, and Lord willing, sometime early in January, February 2020 anyway, we can do that. But I'm gonna see if I can just get a porch here. Get a covered porch. So I think I'm gonna put in 3 posts, build the actual roof, and then put the roof on top of the posts connected to the house, and then leave room for a full gutter to run the length of this above it as well. I think it'll work. We'll see if it happens. So I guess this will be the official before. I cleaned up just a little bit, give me some room to work with. Everything's a work in progress, but as you can see, I'm making progress. So there's that. We'll figure it out from there. So now I'm wondering if I made a good decision with this goal. I guess I'm going 15 feet because that makes the most sense. To go 15 feet long, that'll cover the entire porch and pretty much the stairs. These are going to be the sheets of metal that I use, and again, the price is right, but it's past noon on the 30th already, which means I got something today I can try to do, and tomorrow, and that's it. And for that reason, I'm a little concerned that I might have made a bad goal. I've succeeded many goals this year, even before it reached the last week. But we're gonna cut these even and see what we can do here. So I got tired carrying those logs. Figured I'd just pick them up in the trailer. That made more sense. Stood around on the balcony here, the little railing of the porch with that 8-foot board showing some different stuff. And actually that's probably a 10-footer. Anyway, Mama said 6 feet. 6 feet is how long she wants it coming out. So that's the way we're gonna make it. I just got to figure a couple things out and then choose the best 3 of the 4 cedar posts that I picked up. So, as frequently can happen, change of plans. So look at this. These are not the ones I had set up for this. I actually had some 18-foot pieces. So, I cut those. That end is really bad. So, I've got the 5 I need to go 15 feet. And all these have to go back on a stack so goats don't jump on them, sheep, stuff like that. And so that they don't blow away because we got some pretty good wind right now. So I'm going to do that and then get working on these cedar posts. So with the cedar posts, these 2 on top look really good. And I think this guy is going to be the other guy. This one's the skinniest one out of the bunch. We're going to leave it back. We'll probably do the 2 big ones here on the ends and the slightly smaller one in the middle. I'm just going to shave off some of this stuff to make it go in the hole easier. And then I got some digging to do. So these chop saws are one of my favorite multi-tools around the homestead. I get them usually about $9.99 at Tractor Supply, but every once in a while you can find them for like $7.99 at Tractor Supply. I've got a nice little hook down here. You can see that. I've got a nice serrated edge back here, a big hook up here, and then a nice blade. Ideally, I could just kind of carve that end up with a chainsaw. My main chainsaw is probably in Missouri right now at a friend's house who's going to work on it. And I've got another one that's disassembled here. And then I actually found one on the side of the road, but I've never even tried it or fired it up or really looked at it. So I just figured rather than digging through the shipping container, finding that and messing with it, I'll just use this quick, and about the same time as locating and pulling that other one out, I could be done with this. So I just wanted to smooth that out a little bit. This did work great, and these are a really handy tool to have for sure. So these are the 3 we're going to use. The little peppers are stripping the bark off real quick. And actually what the old timers would do is they would remove the white outer layer at the bottom where they were going in the soil, and they would remove it to the red, and then they would take like a broken piece of glass and they would rub that back and forth on it to kind of like almost polish it, kind of seal in the ends, and that'd be the end that they'd put underground. We're not doing that. I'm just gonna put them in as is. And also another thing we're not doing is that we are not going to make a bigger hole and then fill it in with cement. What happens then is then the cement doesn't absorb water and your wood will absorb a lot more. So these are the ones we're going to do. I'm going to figure out the spacing on the holes, and soon we'll be barkless, right kids? I had to pick some of those up all by myself. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Bugger, look at you go! That piece is longer than you. Oh, I love a good crew. Good helpers. Parker, you give me thumbs up? Yeah. And this one, we don't know who this one is. Because it's just that cold, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yep. So potentially more lumber than I'm probably gonna need, but I wanted to get it in one trip, so we'll pick that up. There's more here if I need it. I don't think we'll need more. And I'm gonna build, I'm still trying to figure out how to do this. If I just build a 15 by 6 foot section, put the post up, get what I need, and then lift it up to there, which could be kind of heavy. Or if I just put the posts in, build the frame, put it on top, then do the roof. I just don't want to be on the roof, not after that last one. This will be a far less, you know, far shorter of a drop if I fell, but I don't like heights, right, Bugger? I wondered how long that t-shirt was gonna last. 43 degrees. He ran out here to help quick, and then
I ran back inside to get his jacket.
Realized the error of his way. But we appreciate the help. You better now?
Yeah.
All right. What are you guys saving all those scraps for?
Huh?
What's the cedar shavings good for? The cedar bark. Burning? How so?
Composting?
It's a good tinder, right?
Yeah.
Good fire starter there.
The goats like to eat it too.
Oh, the goats will nibble on it too. So that's going to be the size of it, because 15 by 6 will cover that area. We'll use 3 of these to hold it up. We'll make a frame out of those. I'm going to cut them down so they're more like probably 4-inch wide ones. Man, but being that big, I'm not gonna be able just to make a frame. If I had a crew of guys, maybe another 5 years we could do it, but there just ain't enough of us big enough to do it now. And daylight's fading on the 30th here. You think we're still gonna do this year, guys?
Yeah, no.
Oh!
I think a little bit.
So far it's split 50-50. 1 yes, 1 no. What do you guys think? Do you think we can do it? Or do we just get a really good start, set us up for, like, you know, getting it done on January 1st? Let me know in the comment section below. And we'll keep trying. I've got at least another 24 hours. Can't work all of it though. We'll see. Hey, you went and hit on me. I was gonna say, you're too cute not to video. There he is. Are you helping?
Yeah.
Are you staying warm?
Yeah.
Look at you. How are you gonna help with your hands in your pockets? You supervising? I think he's gonna supervise, which is good because he can supervise like a boss. Well guys, obviously I work hard, but there's a reason I'm able to do it, and she's hiding behind these bushes. Where is she? There she is. Check this out. While I'm out there doing all that, guys, she's got 4 loaves of bread, meatloaf, hash browns, corn. Oh, how have you been lately as far as all the jobs I've been doing outside trying to finish this year strong? What do you think?
How have I been doing?
Yeah. Does it impress you at all?
Yes.
Don't let
definitely
it set
impressed. So
don't let it set a standard.
I figure with all that work, I should make a nice beefy meal for
That's
Papa.
right. And you guys, school was hard today and some other things with some of the children. That's why there was a lot less help with me outside. But in the midst of all that, she's still rocking this out.
We ran out of bread, so I decided to make some loaves.
There you
Figured
go.
we got the ingredients. We got what we need. Let's make some.
So homemade bread is much better than enriched white, which is known as the bread of sorrows. I think that's what the Bible calls it.
So I really enjoyed making the bread today. It's kind of relaxing to make bread. Something special about making homemade bread. So
little 2-year-old bugger was massaging it or kneading it with his elbows and everything. It's hard at work helping.
Yep. So.
Oh, I can't wait for dinner. I'm gonna stop recording so I can eat. So it's windy today, but it's not as cold as yesterday. If you look around me, I've got a big mess of stuff everywhere, but I've got a plan. So that's about it, guys. That's like 15 feet 3 inches by 6 feet tall. I've got some boards. There's going to be your runners across the middle, and then, well, just a support across the middle, and then the sides and the ends to hold it together. It's going to be 15 feet 3 inches long on the boards, and then top to bottom is going to be whatever, 68 inches? Is that 72 minus 4? Yeah. So, well, we're going to be about 70 inches. We're going to be two inches shy of 6 feet because I want the stuff to drip off the end of it rather than run right into the board. So those are 4 inches shorter on the ends, and they're going to go in the middle along with those. I'll screw those together, put that one up the middle, put a couple of 70-inch fatter boards that'll actually be the ones that the middle gets screwed into, and kind of have my frame, and then I'll get that up once I get the poles up, and then add the rest of the boards to that, and then screw the metal to it. It's gonna look kind of about like this, and I've got some ideas about it, but I only have hours, guys. I mean, I know it's earlier in the day, but I bet you it's gonna be dark in 6 or 7 hours. Had to take care of some things in the house and start my day right and do some stuff like that, but here we go. Plus eating a late breakfast today, so I'm gonna get some work done first and then jump on the breakfast. The kids got their chores done. They're starting some of their school projects. We spent some time in the Word and in prayer this morning, and we're ready to finish this year strong, I hope. So I got this thing started, but we ain't really got flat ground here, so it's kind of like a U shape. So we're gonna move it back over there, and I'm gonna get a pile of little helpers out here. And then once it's flatter, I should be able to finish this and move on to putting these in, I guess. I don't know if I can do this today, but I'll never know if I don't try, so I gotta try. Guys, it would be easier for me just to kind of work through the meals and skip out, wait till next year to eat. But look at this. This is what my wife makes me. This is a breakfast. Turkey bacon with some eggs. There's hash browns in the middle of there. This is the type of stuff that keeps me fed and keeps me going. I couldn't do it alone. put up the wide ones on the top here and the one at the top. So the edge is in the top. And there's going to be one across the bottom. And at least one, maybe two, across the middle. I haven't decided yet. I'll look at where the holes are on the metal. But I really don't want any heavier than that because it's me, my wife, and a handful of small children. So this is really a 4-part project. Part 1 was getting the metal all cut. That's done. Part 2 was that. That's done. Part 3 is getting these in. And part 4 is getting it all together. So somewhere down here, I'm gonna figure out the spacing and then dig my holes. And this is, this is the part. Oh, that could be a time-consuming thing. Cutting the metal didn't take that long. This took a bit, and I'm still not technically done. This could take a while. I'm not sure really what's down there. On the bright side, a lot of things were built up with loads of gravel, rock, soil, whatever you want to call it. It's mostly just rock and clay that were brought in and dumped here to level the place for this. So while I was doing that, I was pulling all the big rocks out for other projects. So I might be able to make pretty good time here. We'll see. So this is where some of the flying by the seat of your pants comes in. This is just kind of, I knew I wanted something here, at least, especially before we get gutters up. Without having gutters up, I definitely wanted stuff here. Mama Pepper had kind of expressed an interest. I thought, you know what, let's just knock this out by the end of the year. Ideally, this porch just came with it when we got it. If I was doing this, once and for all, ideally I would replace the 3 uprights with cedar posts and go from there. Maybe, well, that ain't gonna work either. So I'm trying to think if it's about 15 feet 3 inches, and if I'm running this out, I want a little bit of overhang on each side. I was thinking 1.5 feet. That brings us down to 12. So if the center one was, centered on 6 and it was 12 feet from the edge of one to the edge of the other, that should get us pretty much where we want to be. And I'm going to run it just a little bit out from where it is. And then eventually maybe, redo some of this, use what I've got, but build it into the cedars and maybe redo some of this. I'll see. Like I said, it's practical right now is the thing. It may look a little goofy at first. If it looks that bad, I'll move fixing it up on my list of priorities next year, because I ain't doing that this year. I think that's my plan. Okay, so I've made some calculations and got some ideas. What I'm gonna need to do, pretty much empty buckets, is going to be, hey son, that's a whole pile of empty buckets right there by the sheep. See? Over by the sheep. There you go, boy. He's got so many options, I just have to point out the closest one sometimes. But what I'm doing is about a 12-foot span on the poles, so there'll be about 1.5 feet hanging over on each side. I made a 12-foot board here. I'm gonna stake in place with a line in the center for 6 feet. This will give us a complete coverage of the porch, plus a little heading that way, and these are gonna pretty much be tied up against here. Which as I possibly change things in the future, that's gonna be good. So I'm gonna stake these in place, this board, and I'm gonna start digging my holes, and then we're gonna see what we can do. And personally, I'm excited. I might get this done today. At the moment, it's past 1 in the afternoon. We'll see. And guys, by way of reminder, before digging any holes, even on your own property, make sure to call whatever number it is to figure out where the wires are buried. Since I just put this house here myself a little bit ago, and since I know where all the underground wires are, and since everything's pretty much almost off the property, there's a couple of water lines and a little bit of other stuff, but I know that this area is completely clear. So just, you know, especially in the cities and other places where everyone's got water and power and cable and who knows what else they got running around, you don't want to cut somebody's wire and wind up in trouble. Well, these holes may not incredibly look like much, but the interesting thing is those are 5-gallon buckets. There's about 9 of them. Look at how full they are. Wow. So here's where the big one's going. The little one's going to go here, and the medium one's going to go here. And we're hoping they're just right. Give it a go. Honestly, guys, this feels pretty good. I think it's probably about 2 in the afternoon. Sun's getting lower. I got 3 hours probably left of daylight, and I can work into the night if need be. But there those are. They're just not level. Let's go look. So these two are pretty close, actually, these first two. But that third one is considerably higher, which means I've got to figure out a way to cut that. Like I said, one of my chainsaws is completely disassembled. One of my chainsaws is in Missouri. But I found this one. Now it's just a matter of if it'll work.